podcast is canceled.
Canceled podcast.
Whoa.
These Reese cups. Shane, you can go ahead and start whenever.
Okie doke.
Frog.
Welcome to the XVE Podcast. I am your co-host, Shane, and I'm about to drop the F-bomb. Friends, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Travis, and that word offended me.
I'm a Reese
I'm
cup.
Seth, and I choked.
I'm pretty triggered right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Because I didn't say frogs.
Hey, you said it.
Yeah,
You said it.
You just said it.
I'm banning myself.
You got bamboozled, sir.
I wasn't expecting it. I laughed and I choked on pizza.
Unexpected.
I'm Jason. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Jason, what's going on, buddy?
Oh,
I'm
you know.
Jason, and I'm stonered.
I'm stoner.
What if like everybody's eating at once right now?
Yeah, I was eating candy.
Mm.
Anyways,
Everybody, welcome to the podcast.
welcome to our show.
Where we talk about video games and other things that do not involve video games.
That's right. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of shit. Of course, I am your host, a Reese cup, and today
I'm Three Musketeer.
we've actually got 5 topics that we're going to be hitting up today, which is quite a lot, I know, but we'll get through them. Some will be faster than others. There's 2 major ones that are probably going to take a lot of time, so I'll name them off in order for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about the Borderlands 3 controversy that happened recently. Basically a YouTuber got attacked by 2K and Take-Two Interactive, so we'll talk about that more. That sounds clickbaity when I say attacked like that, because I'm not further explaining what I mean. He was harassed online by those companies. There we go.
And in
YouTuber gets
person,
harassed
attacked
by
is a proper
2K.
word.
Attacked was a proper word? Okay, I felt like it was clickbaity. Oh. The game Ooblets, a game many people were excited for, popular indie title in terms of media and marketing, is going to the Epic Game Store to nobody's surprise at this point, I'd say. Everything
Click
seems
here
to
to
be
find
going
out
over
more.
there. We're gonna be talking about the effect of Epic Game Store exclusivity and how it's hurting these indie games, or maybe it's helping them. We will get into more of that. Then next, we actually have a release date for Indivisible. We are like 7 years in the making, I think. We're going to talk a little bit about that game, give you guys a background on that. For the 4th topic, which will probably be one of the major ones next to Pokemon, or next to Borderlands, is going to be Pokemon. We're going to be talking about all the new info that they gave us this week. And then last but not least, for my personal topic, we're just going to talk about the PS4 in 2019 and how well it's been doing so far.
And yeah, throughout its lifespan.
No, just for 2019.
Oh, just 2019. Damn, we can't talk about Bloodborne again. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm always looking for excuses to talk about Bloodborne.
Bloodborne's
Probably
pretty
like that.
great, but I just want to highlight a couple of games this year that a lot of people haven't really talked about on PS4, or rather, if they have, they're just not talking about it anymore and need to be reminded how great they are. Alright, so we're gonna start with the Borderlands 3 controversy. Seth, I feel like this is hitting you the hardest, so I'm gonna let you take it away.
Yeah, it's just because you can imagine, like, I thought all of this, like, bullshit around Borderlands 3 had died down after the Epic Game Store stuff. Just to sign on to Twitter one day and just see boycott Borderlands, and I'm like, oh fuck, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? So basically, Borderlands was testing a service in which you can earn loot drops via Twitch integration. It's for streamers. It's basically like a streamer mode and stuff. Well, the accounts they used to test this service, they didn't blur the names of those accounts out on their little test video thing about it. And people found those Twitch accounts that were streaming the game to test this. And what they would do is they would rapidly refresh the stream and print screen the thumbnails because the streams are privated. One YouTuber in general, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he really was going into it, putting his time and effort into making videos about it and what he thought about it. And apparently 2K and Take-Two didn't appreciate that very much, to the point where they supposedly sent private investigators to his house to question him about it. And then within a day of that happening, got his entire Discord server shut down and filed 7 DMCA takedown notices on his YouTube channel. From what I heard, 6 of them have been taken back, but still, it was like they tried to basically nuke his internet presence from orbit.
Yeah, and this guy's name, I just looked it up, is Supmato.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's 2 things that really are shining to the light with this whole controversy, and that's that Take-Two is just as shady as ever. They really have this issue recently where they've been trying to do a bunch of shady shit, and even just talking about this could get them to come after us. Like, honestly,
Cool, we get famous that way.
This is a pretty controversial thing right now, and it's coming to everybody's attention. Everybody needs to be aware of what's happening. The developers of Borderlands are doing nothing about it. They're just letting Take-Two have at this guy, and it's a borderline infringement on human rights because they're coming to his house trying to find out what he knows, which is fucking insane, by the way.
It's like some
Also,
government
they
shit.
got his private Discord taken down. Discord shouldn't have allowed that in the first place as a company, because you can talk about whatever you want. I mean, there have been Discords not shut down for fucking all kinds of gross stuff that you can find if you just look on the internet hard enough. So why was this one taken down so that within a day?
Yeah.
Because Borderlands 3, it's important. People waiting for this game for 7, 8 years.
It's not that. It's this is showing that other companies have been hiding how shitty they are behind how shitty EA is, because this is a full-on EA move from 2K. This is something you expect EA to do. They're crazy enough. You don't expect any other company to do this. They did it.
Plus,
Fucking
it's not
sent
like
people to his house.
he didn't hack them. He didn't do. I mean, yeah, it's a shitty thing he did, I guess, but
It
he
was
didn't
public.
technically do anything.
They-
Yeah, it's
They
public.
revealed that
Anybody could
information
have.
to the public.
Yeah,
Anybody could have done it. They fucked up.
What
it just seems a little overboard.
Yeah,
Also, they were just screenshots. He could have been completely wrong about everything he said, and they could have just played it off that way, because he didn't actually know. It's not like he was hacking into private streams to watch actual gameplay. They were all guesses based on what little information.
we've known
Killer.
of Take-Two's shittiness with the whole Grand Theft Auto 5 thing.
Yeah.
Let's not even get into that.
I'd like to introduce a new segment that we're calling
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Oh my god. Okay, I just needed to separate those files so that this. Anyways, yeah. Take-Two's taking it too far.
Oh, that's what you were trying to
Take
Yeah.
takes it.
Yeah.
Take-Two takes it too
Simply.
far.
This is the part of the podcast where I'd like to introduce a new segment called Take-Two Takes It Too Far.
Or, as you probably will not hear it, which is what
cannot
Kyle
believe
said.
I just did that. Oh my god. This podcast is sponsored by Brain Meltdowns.
And alliteration.
So the craziest
My
thing,
specialty.
the craziest thing with all of this, the part that we mentioned it a couple times already, but the part that I really want to emphasize on is that Take-Two Interactive took it too far by taking private investigators, 2 of them in fact, and sending them to the guy's house.
But they're really following that the 2 theme, huh?
The T.
If there's one thing we know, it's that Take-Two takes 2 to tango.
Sounds like Kyle's got this to a T.
What the fuck is going on? Okay.
But yeah, Borderlands.
The game, okay, to go from an outside perspective, the game looks fun. Like, I hate all this because Borderlands 3 looks like it's going to be a very fun game. But there's so many things happening on the outside where, as a person, you look at it and you have to choose, do I want to just blindly play this fun game and act like none of the bullshit that happened before it came out happened? Or do I, like, keep my principles and be like, fuck you, I'm not buying this game because of your bullshit? Like, it's just one of those things.
Borderlands 3 has a lot of bullshit behind it now.
Yeah,
It's not just this. It's the fucking Randy Pitchford bullshit that happened at the beginning, like before it was even revealed. It was the Epic Game Store exclusivity and his bitching about that. Okay, Randy Pitchford's a bitch, all right?
This episode's sponsored by Randy Pitchford. Not really.
Being a bitch. His magic sucks. But anyway, everything about this game has been like controversy after controversy, and they're just acting like, oh, it's gonna sell perfect. And the sad thing is it will.
I'm interested to see how they're gonna do microtransactions. If they're just gonna follow what they normally did, or if they're gonna try to shoehorn some extra shit in.
They've already
Dude,
said they're gonna do what they normally did, but now I don't trust Take-Two enough to not,
it's
ruin the
Take-Two.
entire.
Yeah,
What if they hide like certain guns or areas behind?
What this has proved,
DLC?
what this has proved is that Take-Two cares more about money than they do about their actual fan base.
Yeah,
It's
just
all
look
about
at
the like bottom line.
Just look at
So
the
it all comes down.
what?
Says what
So
it all
Take
comes down
Two-
to.
Ha, I get it. But look at the new expansion for Grand Theft Auto 5. It's a literal casino that you spend money to put money in your Grand Theft Auto account and then gamble it away.
That 50 countries around the world can't access because gambling is illegal in their country.
So what you're saying
that's just
is
so
you don't
shitty.
trust Take-Two's.
Shane, you're taking it too
my
far.
brain. My brain.
Cal.
I'm done.
Next subject. So we can stop
On
saying
to the next
keywords.
subject.
What's the next subject?
There's this game, and we all probably don't know too much about it, but it's a game.
Is it Ooblets?
It's called Ooblets.
Ooblets.
And I think there's only one person in this Discord right now in this podcast that likes
That gave two
Ooblets.
shits about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me.
I didn't even
See,
know
I've seen
Ooblets
something
existed.
on my news thing about
That's
it.
because-
I've seen these pictures. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about it.
The reason I was excited for it is because I've had an itch lately for like Harvest Moony type of game, and it has that, and it has kind of like a Pokemon thing too. And I was like, oh, that looks cool. And it kept
And now
showing
a card
videos.
battle system.
Yeah, but I was still gonna give it a chance. But it still looked neat, and I was so excited. And it has like, it almost kind of had an Animal Crossing thing to it too, because you could freaking decorate your houses and everything. Anyway, enough about what I was excited for, because now I'm sad because they recently just signed an exclusive deal with Epic Game Store, of course. But that wasn't all. If it was just that, okay, whatever. Maybe it's good for their interest. That's fine. But apparently, the developers were also talking just a lot of shit to people's reactions. Like, if you want to react badly, whatever. Developers can ignore it. Obviously, you shouldn't send death threats and shit. That's not fucking cool. But they started getting real ballsy of their responses. Started saying like really horrible shit back to them, and I think they kind of dug themselves into a hole.
Let's clear it up real fast here, though. It was a lot worse than death threats, but they still took it too far. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
read any of the stuff people said to them on Reddit, but I'll put some in the Discord for you guys to read because I cannot say them out loud.
Oh, I have some already, I think. Because they were saying stuff like they're telling people that they're entitled baby gamers. In a gist. That's not actually what they said. That's just like a combination of stuff they said.
Yeah,
But
just go
they
ahead
did
and read
say
some of those. You'll
baby
understand why I
gamer.
can't read them out loud.
Oh yeah, I've seen everything on Twitter. It's like, woo.
I just think they could have had a bit more tact.
Whoa! You can't say that online. Oh my god!
Yeah, and they said it in a Discord server to the developer.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, see that shit's horrible.
Okay. So, being somebody that knows nothing about this game, coming into this with only one thought, my only thought, and I want you guys to answer this to the best of your ability, is how the fuck much is Epic Games paying them for them to start fighting back like that and be so confident that they're gonna be fine? Have you heard, by the way, that Epic Games promises every company that undersells their game on their store that they will still help them break even with money?
I did not hear that. And
Yeah.
I think
They also prepay them. What is it? Is it
That's-
10,000 or 100,000 pre-orders?
100,000.
it's also the fact, I think the reason why they responded that way, they're two new developers. They're new developers, but they've never done a game before that I know of. And it's just two people. I believe it's a man and his wife. And I just think they just got a little too ahead of themselves. They don't know how to handle that type of back.
Yeah, they didn't know how to handle the backlash. But as much as I hate Epic Game Store exclusivity bullshit, indie devs are the ones where I'm like, I can't blame them. If you're two people, this is your first game, and some company comes up and is like, we'll prepay you 600 grand, basically. It's like, are you not going to take it? Let's be real. You're not
Yeah,
a
I
company.
mean-
You're two dudes.
You're not wrong. Like you said, I mean, I don't really like Epic Store because there's so many quality of life improvements they could do, but I don't know. It's like last on their list right now.
They are
I would probably
so
use their store if they had more stuff in it.
they are
or more
so
features.
vicious to get these exclusives too, just to say ha ha to Steam. The immaturity in the way that they handle that, along with the level of shadiness that goes behind their involvement with Koch Media and Tencent over the past couple of months as well, really concerns me, because those companies already have backgrounds on the internet for data sharing and stuff, and that's the last thing I want to do is drop my fucking
Especially Tencent.
credit
yeah.
card
Yeah.
on their store to buy a game if all that's going to happen is I'm going to get to play that one game that I cared about and then my information's out there. Like, a lot of people don't realize, there's so many people I see online saying constantly, what's the big deal with Epic Game Store? Why do people care so much? It's not just because it's a Steam versus Epic, like, haha, fuck you, no fuck you kind of war. It is literally a breach of security interest, and a lot of people have, like, I'll straight up tell you, I'm paranoid about that shit. Like, I don't want my data out there. I'm sure it probably already is to some extent. I'm sure everybody's is. But the fact that they're going through companies that have a known history makes me want to avoid that much less than just being like, whatever, let me just spend this money on their store.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Origin launcher, and I still prefer that over Epic's. And that's
Yeah,
saying something.
it's also just like the thing about Epic, from what Shane said too, is even if they cleaned up their game and they could prove they weren't selling information or data mining anything or anything like that, is that it doesn't make their launcher any better.
Yeah.
It's like they checked off all the boxes on what to do wrong instead of any in what to do right.
And the first box they checked off was stop supporting Paragon.
Steal information, make a shitty launcher, buy a bunch of games people care about, promise devs all this money. Dude, that Fortnite money isn't going to last forever.
No, it's right there going. I think it might.
Yeah.
It won't.
There's too many 10-year-olds on this planet. It'll stabilize. If anything, it'll plateau.
Yeah, I haven't heard much news about Fortnite in the past few months. It's just like,
Well,
oh, people are playing it, but oh well.
People are
Fortnite's
complaining about the
still-
mechs or something like that.
Fortnite's still riding out the battle royale craze, so all we got to do is either wait for a new craze because it'll happen, or someone to finally step up and have the balls to be like, you know what, I want to contend with Fortnite, make a free to
Apex
play.
had it for a little bit. They just picking that ball up, but then they dropped it with their horrible first.
It's okay, they're starting to pick it back up little by little again.
I think it's far past the point of no return on that one. Because Battle Royale craze is like next to dead. We're hungry for the next craze.
That's
It
all
was-
it'll take to kill Fortnite.
Yeah, it was auto chess for a while, but no 10-year-old's gonna learn how to play auto chess. Come on now.
For a while, that shit's still kicking up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
auto chess is very popular, but that's the thing that Fortnite has over those other trendy game genres is that it is accessible to children.
Yeah, it caters to all ages.
People,
Except
They're
boomers.
gonna make a
probably.
Fortnite auto chess.
Fortnite.
It's
gonna be
why
simple as
no.
fuck.
It's honestly
Fortnite
why-
auto chess.
It's why Fortnite can get away with their game being broken and with everybody complaining about the balance and stuff is because no one actually cares. Like the children that are spending money don't actually give a fuck.
Yeah, no, they're just there to try to win.
To get that epic victory royale.
well, I
And then
think a
do
lot
their
of people
dance.
also look at Fortnite as the game that beat PUBG. What people need to look at Fortnite as is the sequel to Minecraft because that's honestly what it is. It is the
Yeah,
next
it got
Yeah,
like
you're not
all these young souls into video games.
Yeah,
just the
it-
same that Minecraft did when it came out like years and years back in like 2000, what 8, 10, somewhere around
Only
there.
Minecraft 2 can save us now.
yeah.
Oh god.
This podcast is sponsored by Minecraft Dungeons on the Nintendo Switch.
But not really.
I'm
Oh,
actually
but I
getting that.
wish because I actually kind of want to play that.
Yeah,
I
that
know,
game,
I'm
that game looks
actually
pretty
gonna get
fun.
it.
So, bottom line here, final thoughts on Ooblets, guys.
I still
They
wanna get it.
overreacted because people overreacted to them.
What started this whole thing in the first place is that they made that one Twitter post that says, "Okay, guys, we did a thing, but some people are going to be mad about it. But how about not be mad at it?" And that's what set it off. They
Yeah.
it was very tongue in cheek and condescending of them, and then that just spiraled out of control.
They probably could have altered just 2 words in that sentence and been fine. Like, we did a thing, we hope you still accept us, and I think that would have been fine.
Yeah, but people are dumb.
Yeah, I'm still maybe looking forward to playing it one day. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the one game that gets me to break my epic vow. We'll
Well,
see.
there's one
I
question I
guess we
had
can.
for you. Is it a PC exclusive?
I actually think it's going to be on
Actually, hold on.
Xbox.
I was gonna
I
say
think
if
that's
it's on Switch, that'd be a good Switch game. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
When-
the last
yeah,
thought I wanted to
Microsoft
add.
and
That's
Xbox
another
One.
reason why people are mad, because not all currencies can be used on the Epic Game Store. That's the other thing. So some people that just have PCs that aren't into consoles won't be able to get it.
Which
And-
that actually is a big market. There's a lot of countries
Yeah.
where they don't have consoles; they just use computers to play games.
Yeah, so
All,
is this...
almost all of Asia are primarily PC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From what I
Pla-
know, I think
It's PC and PlayStation over there.
No Xbox. Xbox has like out in the East, Xbox is like dead. Like nobody owns an
In-
Xbox.
In Japan, the Switch outsold the Xbox's one's lifetime sales there in one
In 1 week, you said?
day.
In one day. Woo!
PC and Xbox One, by the way.
Yeah, that's what they're releasing on. Hey, if you have an Xbox One,
So
there, you can get
PC
it
and
then.
PC. Add that shit to Game Pass, Microsoft. Get on it.
I know.
You know what we want.
I know with PayPal, there's that whole PaySafe card thing, where I think it's you put a certain amount of money on there, and that has its own little transaction number, and then you go to wherever you're buying, put in that little it's like a fake credit card, and then use that to buy the
Yeah,
game.
and then you get a new one with every purchase. Yeah, PayPal is actually a pretty viable option for buying stuff off of shady.
because it can't be tracked because it's just this fake
Elon
credit card
Musk
that
will
you're
save
using.
you.
It's just this fake credit card that's only used once, or you can use that with renewable gift cards.
You shouldn't have to go through all that just to buy a video game. Then
But in today's technological and paranoid age, I mean,
So, our next topic is about another small game. It's been in the making for quite a few years. Some would say even too damn long.
too damn long. This game, Indivisible, has been talked about by very little for so damn long. I remember back when Matt and Pat played it. I think it was like 6 or 7 years ago, and they played like this alpha demo that only they were able to play, or a few bits and pieces were. But it looks so much fun, and I cannot wait to play this game because it's made by the same people, Lab Zero, who made Skullgirls. Everything it's it's like a action RPG, also, and it's also a platformer. It's like a side-scrolling platformer. It's got like weird encounters where it's there's like a turn-based system to it, but each character has like energy. So you can like just mash buttons and everything comes out at once against these things.
The art style is very similar to Skullgirls. One thing I do remember, it's been a very long time since we've seen anything on this game. I haven't followed it since I've never followed it like actively. I've just always checked into bits and pieces of it. I think one of the biggest surprises to me is that there was even a flat out announcement for a release date. I expected them to let us know it was gonna be soon.
Yeah,
More broadly than what they have over the past couple of years.
yeah, and they announced the release date with a beautifully animated trailer made by one of the coolest studios around, Studio Trigger, that also did the trailer for Shantae 5. I cannot wait for this game. It's got a bunch of neat voice actors too. It's got Matt Mercer's in it.
what isn't he in these days?
Yeah, he's the Troy Baker now. But there's one, Kyle, you watched Star Trek, right?
No.
No. Do you know who Michael Dorn is? Well, he was Klingon Wolf in the Star Trek franchise.
Oh.
He
Yeah.
plays he plays his big old bad guy. And there's also a character you can recruit in this game, and it's an homage to Kamen Rider, and the name is Naga Rider. Naga, Naga, get it right.
No, I.
Banned.
Oh my god, I was getting excited because I love Kamen Rider,
Yeah,
dude.
here,
What did you
I'll,
think? What did you think I said? Everybody, pause. What did you think I said?
No, he said something you're not allowed to say on Twitch. I'm assuming that was the joke.
Naga race when?
Because Twitch was banning people for saying Naga.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was
this
a
is-
thing. I
Yeah,
forgot.
Kyle, I put a screenshot of this guy in here. Look how cool he looks.
Dude. Oh, I want that.
And he's voiced by Ben Pronsky,
Well, if you play him on Twitch, you'll get banned.
Who's-
Sorry.
who's also the voice of Venom in on Spider-Man on Disney XD.
XD.
That's pretty cool.
He's also Lightning Max in One Punch Man.
I just can't believe this game is getting ready to finally come out. I honestly don't have a lot to say about it just because I don't really know a whole lot. I'm glad you're excited for it. It's a game that I think a lot of people have been waiting for, and I'm sure a lot have just forgot about. And now that it's getting ready to finally come out, it's probably going to start coming back in everybody's like radar.
Yeah, I am. After seeing the first bits when Matt and Pat played it, I told myself I want this game. When is it coming out? And then it never got a release date until now. And then I saw it when I was at work, and a big old smile just went across my face. I was like, oh, it's finally coming out. I'm so happy.
All right, that's Indivisible. Kind of more invisible because we didn't really know a whole lot about the game.
It's also coming to Switch, by the way.
Yes, so everybody keep an eye on that one because that is going to be probably an awesome game. I'm pretty confident in it. Skullgirls is a great fighting game, so I could see it being a big deal. It's got a lot to compete with in October, but I'm sure it'll hit the right audience.
Oh, of course. I'm gonna buy it immediately.
So next up, we're gonna talk about Pokemon, and this is something that I have no knowledge of. When the guys here said they wanted to talk about Pokemon, I was like, okay, yeah, that's actually something that I want because I don't know a lot about Pokemon. But the
Yeah,
rest
Kyle
of
was
these
like,
guys
dude,
here,
Agumon's my favorite.
yeah, Blue Eyes White Dragon is my favorite Pokemon, hands down. So I'm gonna take it and hand it over to Jason so he can tell us about all the new Pokemon stuff that happened.
Alright. Well, I guess with the newest news for the Sword and Shield, we got a couple new looks at some Pokemon. There are two, I guess variants you'd call them. I can't remember what they. Different forms of some that we already have. We have a
Sword
new
and Shield
evolution.
variant.
I
They're
don't
called
know, man.
regional forms.
Originals,
This
I
is it,
guess,
Monster
yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah, hey.
Go ahead.
But and we got a new one that has two forms based on if it's hungry or not.
Did they say how that works? Like,
No.
because
I
in the
thought it
trailer, it
was.
looks like it triggered by a certain move.
It could
Yeah,
be.
that's what I thought it was.
It was showing off its like signature move that changes based on which form it's in. I'm pretty sure is what they did. I have no idea how its ability works though, which is called Hunger Switch.
Okay, so this is the Pokemon. It's gonna pop up on the screen for all the viewers right now. Audio listeners, sorry. It's called
It's the new
Morpeko.
Pikachu.
Yeah, more Peko.
Morpeko, maybe? Is Morpeko right, or is it Morpeko? Either way,
I honestly
this
couldn't
thing is
tell you.
fucking adorable until it's. I'm guessing the angry form is the hungry one.
Yeah. Which it pretty much switches to. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still Electric Dark type, but its signature move, which I can't remember what it's called right now, switches to Dark.
So
Hangry.
in the Pokemon meta, how does that how would that affect a fight?
How
That
would
might be
what affect
Seth.
what? Sorry.
That might have to be Seth because he's the one that
Yeah.
knows all about Pokemon.
So I don't necessarily mean just in the meta, but in general Pokemon combat, just in a fight with your Pokemon, Morpeko is about to switch from the one version to the other. How would that affect the fight? Is there any major changes that would happen during the fight to could that turn the tide
Yes.
of the entire fight towards your favor?
Yes, if you switch at the right time, it's changing types, so you would lose or gain type effectiveness that way. Um, it would make your opponent have to read really hard into what you're going to do next. Like, are they going to switch? Are they going to use their move that changes them to dark type, or how about back to electric type? It also affects something called stab in Pokemon, which stands for same type attack bonus. So if you use an attack that shares a type with your Pokemon, it gets stabbed. It lets you change that. It's actually pretty crazy for a Pika clone. They've never gone this far with one.
Although at the
It
same
limits
time, I
up a
do
lot.
feel like there's a chance it could just be not really worth anything, just like the other Pika clone. They're just there to
Yeah,
be cute.
Pika clones tend to have bad base stats, which I'm hoping isn't the case here. because, like I said, he could shift up the metagame. Like, being able to read an earthquake coming and switching from electric to dark type to not take the super effective EQ is like crazy next level thinking for competitive. But if his base stats are trash, no one's gonna play him. That's just how that works.
It also depends on if he actually his typing switches. Because I think it just, as far as I know, it just affects his move that he uses, the aura wheel or whatever. I mean, I don't know for sure, but
He looks interesting. I mean, I think in terms of he's supposed to be a Pika, not like a direct Pika clone, but like he's supposed to be one of the. He's kind of like
Well,
Plusle
that's
and
what we-
Minun, right?
That's
like
what we call those.
yeah.
Those are Pika clones.
Okay.
There's like the
yeah.
Pikachu, and then there's Plusle and Minun,
Dayton,
Pachirisu, Emolga.
There's too many mouse Pokemon.
There's been one in every game. Like we just
Gotcha.
call them Pika.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. That was like what that whole thing
Electric mouse with cheek circles.
was. Yep. So, what about this next Pokemon here, Jay? What this variant of Weezing? You wanna explain to me what's going on with this guy?
alright, so, it's based in Galarian, so he's got to look a
UK.
little fancy. He's like Chip Chap. He's got the smokestacks coming out.
Yeah.
And
He's got a mustache made out of smoke. It's pretty cool.
yeah, there has been a little bit of controversy over on the internet due to these guys.
Controversy
See if I
on
can-
my internet?
See if I can find you guys the thing.
Oh, please tell us what controversy that Weezing, a Pokemon that's been around since Gen 1, could have caused.
No, it's what the Pokemon could have caused the wheezing. You would.
I like that. That was pretty cool.
That was
Yeah.
that was some
That was
good
pretty
ass
good.
fucking yeah.
So, everybody's saying he looks like.
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh no! They're
Oh,
on. They're on
they're
to
onto us.
This is my new favorite.
Where did you find this?
Twitter. He found it on Twitter.
Jason disconnected. Did you not hear?
They look like this. Boom.
No, I didn't.
Ba-dum.
Jason, come
where
back.
my thing's in streamer mode where I use OBS to record, it doesn't make the noises.
Gotta move him back, Kyle.
He's back.
Okay, he's back.
He looks like a bong, doesn't he?
There we
Yeah,
go.
Weezing looks like a bong.
Even
Yeah.
though that wasn't his intended look, because they're supposed to be like smokestacks or whatever.
But
what?
you can understand what's going on.
The
But
green smoke doesn't help.
no, it's his mustache.
Yeah, that's the mustache. I wish I had green smoke for a mustache. That'd be pretty cool.
But
I'm gonna catch one and name it Big Smoke.
it's
No, just
interesting
catch one-
about this.
Catch
go
one and
ahead.
name it number 9 large.
Yeah. Go on, Jason.
Oh, his typing, a poison fairy type.
That's
I got a
also
lot
weird.
to say
Whoa.
about this.
Whoa, fairy. What in the world?
Yeah, fairy. Even
Well,
though that makes
essentially, his backstory with like what he does in his little Pokédex entry is he absorbs pollution in the air and puts out good stuff.
Oh,
Good
so
s-
he's good.
stuff, huh?
We
Good
need those in
stuff.
real life, dude.
But so I get why they added smack the fairy type on there. Kind of makes a little bit of sense.
He's good.
Yeah,
By
Weezing-
reducing
His
the
typing,
bad.
I believe, will be extremely strong and will have a lot to do with the game, honestly.
Hey,
Just like a Lowland Muck, the same thing. Not enough good weaknesses. Because fairies only got 2.
that's
Steel
dark.
and
That's,
poison.
yeah. No,
Y-
steel and
you wanna
oh
know-
yeah, steel and poison. I thought that was
Steel
You
and
want to hear something
poison,
better about that?
Not weak to poison anymore.
one of his abilities is levitate,
Makes him immune to
Which-
ground.
which poison's weak to.
Yep. And psychic. So it makes psychic and
Wow.
steel his only
So
two.
they've turned Wheezing into a meta king. Like, what the fuck?
They did it with Muck too. Muck got the dark poison typing, which made him immune to psychic. He could only be killed by ground. One weakness, that's all he had. And he
That's
was a
pretty-
powerhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Muck does the
tank too, so he
opposite of
could-
suck.
Hey, remember the? Let's go to trip on the way back machine when Spirit Tomb was introduced
No
in
weaknesses.
Gen 4. No weaknesses. Same with Sableye in Gen 3. No weaknesses because they're Dark and Ghost. It didn't happen till X and Y, where there was like, oh yeah, Fairy. Oh yeah, Fairy's also super effective to Dark. So now Sableye and Spirit Tomb are garbage.
So I guess we just have to see what else is in the game before, as they could just make
Yeah.
either a ton of what do we
New
say?
steel type moves would help balance him. Being able to get psychic Pokemon earlier in the game or easier would help. And having psychic Pokemon just generally be better. They're pretty bad. Most psychic Pokemon are really slow. It doesn't help them.
Yeah, there's only a few that are super quick. Like, isn't Alakazam one of the quicker ones?
Mega Alakazam is, but he gets shit on by Mega Sableye. So
Oof.
yeah, that was a meta check right there.
I remember back in the X and Y days where everyone spammed Mega or not, it was Mewtwo Y, and I had a Bayonet, and I just Mega evolved the Bayonet, and I knew he was gonna go for Shadow Ball, so I just sucker punched him. 1-hit kills every time.
My my competitive team in X and Y ran Mega Mewtwo Y.
I just like Mewtwo X because he looked like Frieza.
Okay, so that's Galarian Wheezing, and as someone personally who does not do a whole lot of stuff with Pokemon, he's gotta have one of the coolest designs for a alternative form I've ever seen. I fucking love it. No,
I don't know if
he
he
is
beats
not
a
a
Alolan
bomb.
Marowak.
He is not a bomb.
I don't know.
He's got a top hat because it's supposed to be Britain, and it's a smokestack at the same time because of the air pollution crisis that London faced.
Yeah, but Alolan Marowak, which took place in Hawaii, they turned his bone into one of those fire dancer sticks.
Oh man, that sounds sick.
You
They've
don't
gotten
know what
really
that looks
good
like?
at
No.
doing like new designs of Pokemon that everybody already.
Yeah, you see Zigzagoon's regional form. That's
We're
so
about to
cute.
talk about.
Yeah, it looks cute, and then the Linoon's pretty good, and then the evolution of that.
They're literally Kiss members.
It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Also, Jason left
this-
again.
This every time you upload, your Discord
I'll
crashes,
send a
doesn't
message. Yeah.
it?
Well,
You should
sorry,
have just let
man.
me get it. I was working on it.
I see him. He looks amazing. I like the design on his skeleton or his skull mask.
Yeah, he's a fire ghost, or is it ghost fire?
Fire Ghost.
Oh, that is really cool, actually.
So the next Pokemon is another variant. He looks really
Gene
cool
Simmons.
though.
Gene Simmons.
The it's Zigzagoon, and he actually has 3 forms here. If the Poke
Paul
experts wanna
Stanley?
jump in. He starts as Paul Stanley and evolves into Gene Simmons.
Yeah, it goes Paul
He's got the
Stanley,
tongue,
Ace
man.
Frehley, Gene Simmons.
Yeah, because of that big old tongue.
Oh my god.
That's the best feature. Anyway,
He's he gets pretty fucking big in that final form, don't he?
Oh yeah, it's cool though.
Just so you know, the reason that a lot of people are assuming that they look like Kiss members is because the whole metal craze that Kiss was part of started in Europe.
Hmm.
And we're in the UK for this region, so
Dude, the last one looks very fucking like. He doesn't even look like. I mean, I know Kiss has the image of like metal music, but whenever I see something like that, I think like punk fucking rock, and I don't know why. He just looks
yeah.
so like, I don't give a shit.
I mean,
he's got his
down
arms
system.
crossed.
it could be a reference to Europunk. That's also where punk rock basically birthed out of the depths of the
Burst.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure this Pokemon that we're talking about right here will be garbage because it is 4 times effective
fighting.
against fighting because it's a dark and
Yeah.
normal type. So one
Yeah.
brick break
And fighting's one of the most common types that
I
of
mean-
moves that Pokemon can learn outside of their normal typing.
I still feel like I'm going to pick one up early on, just because he still like has his first 2 evolution. Well, I guess base and
Dark
first.
type can be pretty early in the game, because from what little leaks we know and stuff, one of the earlier gyms is a psychic type, gym like 4th.
Hmm.
If
He
the
also
leak's
has
true.
the pickup ability, which can net you some nice things.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, we don't have to worry about HM slaves anymore. That's why I'd pick them up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
But
thank
he also
God.
gets reckless and guts.
Oh, he gets
on his
guts?
final
Oh
form.
shit.
I
Which
still think he's
Reckless-
going to be too weak to see any viable play.
One cross drop and
Sadly.
that guy's dead.
One mock punch or bullet punch.
Or brick
Bullet punch
break.
has priority. You just lose. You can outspeed a brick break. You can't outspeed a bullet punch. It's got priority.
Unless you got priority, them stab quick attacks.
No,
extreme
mock-
speeds.
or bullet punch has priority too. It outspeeds quick.
Mm.
Damn.
Yeah, quick attack has priority 1.
Who knows? Maybe he'll be a sucker for sucker punch, I guess.
I could see him as a sucker puncher. He'd be pretty good at that. Because he would have stab sucker punch, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, what else was announced along with all these Pokemon? Because that's as far as the Pokemon go. Was there anything else?
They
Well, he
can
had
get
Couple other
jobs.
things.
The rivals.
Couple characters in the new team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
Oh,
got the
what was the-
rivals of Marnie and what was the other one's? Marnie's the
Ah.
goth looking chick, the punk chick.
Yeah, the one that matters. What's the other
Yeah.
one?
The one that matters. Wow.
Beatty? Bede?
That sounds right. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure.
And then we got my new boys, Team Yell.
What were they again? One more time.
Team Yell.
Damn
One
it.
more time
Hoping
again
you
for the
didn't
ones
say
in the
yeah.
back.
Team Yell.
Yeah.
No, they are so apparently their team is supposed to be the toxic fan base of Marnie, which is fucking
They're literally
I mean-
just hype men.
I feel like a lot of people, and I'm pointing fingers at you, Shane, that haven't been
Well-
playing like Pokemon recently are getting a really big kick out of the fact that they're called Team Yell and that they're a toxic fan base when they're not remembering that in Alola we had Team Skull, which was a whole bunch of people who wanted to be rappers.
It was just a gang.
I
pretty much.
remember
It was
that.
just a gang,
I did
and
play.
they all walked around and they shook their hands in front of them and they rapped and rhymed everything they said to you.
Yeah,
Team
I
Yell
played
isn't as
that.
ridiculous as people are making it.
Do you think Bede's team, if he has like a fan base, is gonna be called like Team Shout?
It better be Team Whisper.
Team Whisper?
Yeah, dude, it's gotta be the Whisper Gang if the other ones yell.
Okay, but we need to talk about the most important thing because talked about the important stuff that was revealed, but all the stuff that was revealed was leaked months ago by the same guy
Oh
who
yeah. But no one knew if to believe
Gigantamaxing.
it or not.
Yeah, well, no one knew what to believe in, but now we have to. Gigantamaxing was right. He got the legendaries right. He got some of the new Pokemon right. He got the rivals right. He got Team Yell right.
What else did he leak?
Some bullshit, probably.
Gyms, some
Gyms.
evolution, and
Oh
some new
yeah,
Galarian
if he's
forms.
right, that means Score Bunny's gonna
Score
be.
Bunny will be firefighting.
Yep. Yeehaw! Another fighter fighting.
Dead to me.
Hey, at least Incineroar's Fire Dark, isn't
Did
he?
you hear Jason?
Yes.
He's dead to me.
Dead to me. Wait,
Um,
this is what, the third or fourth firefighting now?
Something like that.
Because I know
Blaze-
Incineroar
Jin,
was Fire Dark,
Blaziken.
wasn't he? Yeah, Blaziken was
Blaziken
firefighting.
was, Infernape was,
I'm looking up to see
feel
if
like there's
Incineroar
more.
was.
the Boar one. I can't remember.
Yeah, incentive or, and what was his name?
Oh god, we don't know. He was Gen 5, wasn't he? Or no, yeah, he was Gen 5.
Give me a
What
second.
was he?
Okay, so Blaziken was, Infernape was, Imbor,
Emborg. Okay.
It
and that was
something
it.
like that.
Then for X and Y, they broke the mold and they gave us Fire Psychic, then Fire Dark. In Sun and Moon. And Sun and Moon was the first game in a long time where fighting wasn't part of the starting lineup at all.
Wow.
Because in X and Y we had grass fighting.
I'm just excited to see all the other Pokemon that they're gonna reveal. Like the big boys. Like finally I want to see a new damn dragon. All the dragon designs are so sick. From
Okay,
every Pokemon around, all the dragon designs are like, yeah, I want that. I remember when I saw
Okay, so
Salamence
there's-
for the first time, I was like, oh, I need that. Couldn't find a Bagon.
There's going to be another legendary named Eternius, according to the leaks. Farfetch'd is getting a regional evolution called Surfetch'd.
Alright.
He's gonna have a monocle. He's gonna have a monocle.
Score Bunny becomes firefighting. Sobble becomes water psychic. It looks like a chameleon, and
Oh,
he's
that's
got
cool.
all spy looking. And Grookey becomes grass dark and is a gorilla with a giant wooden drum.
Cool. I'd pay to
Yeah.
see that. Now, since
Pretty cool.
there will be no
And we're getting our
national
first fairy
decks,
type gym.
so since there's gonna
Aw.
be no national decks for this game, do you think
Right.
they'll add the Pokebank on Switch?
Yeah, they've already said they're doing it. It's called Pokemon Home. Because it will connect Pokemon Go and Bank and all the other stuff to the Switch.
That's pretty cool.
Because even though there's no national decks, doesn't mean there's no old Pokemon in the Pokédex at all.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be like
Also-
tons of Pikachu's and whatever.
Also, people are really freaking out about the national decks thing when it's like, we're in patch culture, me boys. They can just add more Pokemon in as they want.
Yeah.
I guarantee that's what they're going to do.
It probably just would have taken a lot of time to do over 500 Pokemon in one game.
Here's a fun theory. So, this is based in the Galar region, which is based on, like, Europe. Europe is a prime import-export, like, continent. Why don't they just make that, like, the theme of it? Like, oh, they're importing Pokemon from other regions and exporting them, and blah, blah, blah. Bam. Then you got an excuse to bring in the Pokemon as DLC, and it also has a lore implication to it. So it's not just, holy shit.
DLC.
Because Because they already
In my
blew that
Pokemon?
load when they put one of the Pokemon games in France and didn't do
Yeah, and that
Pokemon
was
game in
X and
France?
Y.
Oh,
X
Yeah,
and
X
Y.
and Y. Luminos City had the giant Eiffel Tower.
A lot of people are thinking that what they're doing is they're not giving us a national dex and they're working on an actual DLC. Might not be paid, who knows, where we'll get to continue our region in the Kalos region, or our journey in the Kalos region, because it is right next door, because it's in France, which is right next to the UK.
That would be cool.
Pull a Gen 2.
Yeah.
Let us go
where
to
you-
another region.
Where you go from Johto
That
to
would be
Kanto.
cool. Man, I didn't think about that. That would be awesome.
That's why a lot of people say Gen 2 was the best.
I think Gen 2 was the worst because of that, but getting into stuff.
ooh,
Yeah.
sounds like a debate for another time.
No, I agree with him.
Right? It takes too long, and everything's like level 90 by the time you manage to finish the game.
I like Gen 3, to be quite honest.
But then you get to challenge Red.
Who gives a fuck about Red? Seriously.
Yeah, his
He's
team
such
was
a
actually bullshit.
Whoa,
I just
wait,
like
who's
rolled
The
Red?
over him.
hostility.
Who's Red?
Sun.
Well, yeah, because you've already beat.
The main
What?
character from the first game.
Oh, wait, I thought his name. I
okay.
thought his name was just Pokemon Trainer.
No, how it goes in Pokemon is like, so first gen was red and the rival was blue. And then second gen was gold and the rival was silver. See?
Oh, that's
And
why that
then-
was one of the names for that one, which is one of the only
Yep.
ones I've
And
ever
Red
played.
was, like, one of the canon characters.
Yeah, red and blue are both canon.
And
so
then
is green now because of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
And then Gen 3 came out and we got Brendan and May.
Yep, gave them real names.
All right,
And
guys,
then-
that's guess that's gonna be Pokemon, because holy fuck, that was
We
a
like
shit ton
Pokemon.
of new info that I've never known about Pokemon before. So I
I
appreciate
know. I feel
it.
like we all learned some new info. There's a lot of stuff you guys talked about. I didn't even notice that.
I
I
now
play too
know
much
that
Pokemon.
Bullet Punch is a priority move. I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm gonna assume it means,
Means
that
it
it always
always
happens
goes first.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like quick attack, extreme speed, all those that just go first.
You also know now that there's 2 levels of priority because there are priority moves that can out priority moves.
Yep.
Okay. Final thoughts on the new Pokemon designs? Anybody got anything?
I'm
Can't
really
wait-
excited
can't-
to see what the rest has to offer, and I'm
Can't
really
wait.
excited for when the game.
Can't wait to
Yeah.
catch me a Gene Simmons.
Ace Frehley.
All right. That's Pokemon Sword and Shield, by the way, everybody. That game comes out November 15th of this year. It's only a few months away. Everybody that loves Pokemon, enjoy the game. Everybody that doesn't, or doesn't know much about it, give it a shot. See what you think.
Yeah, Kyle, give it a shot.
I don't think so. Moving on. There's gonna be a couple of
what-
major. What's that?
One little thing, Kyle.
Yeah.
One thing that I just gotta throw in because I just remembered.
What?
Me too.
We gotta get ready to start talking about Classic WoW soon because apparently their stress test happened today.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh. I was
I
gonna.
didn't know that was today, but apparently it was.
Okay. All right. I'll drop it in the lesson planner for class.
And
Yeah, that's
Jason?
what I had the screenshot from. That stress
Oh, you could have said that.
chest stress.
Test stress.
Yeah, I didn't know it was happening today.
But Jason, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say about the whole raid battle system they're gonna have in the new games. It kind of adds a new way to actually play with your friends or just random people online while you're playing. A
Yeah,
regular
I still
game.
think you'll be able to like run around and interact with each other in a open world, like certain people in your friends list during those raid things, which is super cool. Never happened.
It is pretty
Yeah,
neat.
that was about it.
All right.
I can't wait for it.
So this year has been awesome for games. No question about it. Pretty sure there has been nothing from the main companies and the major releases. There hasn't been anything I would consider below a 7 so far this year. Though,
Swimming in sevens.
yeah, though I do believe that that could change soon with a particular game, depending on how good the game itself actually is, despite all its controversy. That's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to throw any more shade towards it. We already have enough this podcast. But for the last little bit, we're going to talk about the PlayStation 4, because I feel like that console as a whole has had one of the best redemption arcs since No Man's Sky.
Ah, yes.
And
Oh yes.
You're a liar, by the way.
why?
Because there was a game that came out for the PS4 recently that is not a 7.
What is it?
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Oh, yeah.
It is
Oh,
apparently
well,
one of the worst games anybody has played this year.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I'm talking about like exclusives, like games
good,
for the
good ass
PlayStation.
games.
Like, no, not just. I'm talking about like PlayStation games that are only on PlayStation, or not even only on PlayStation, but games that were prioritized on PlayStation. Which
I give Kingdom Hearts 3 a 5.
Oh, that's right. Kingdom Hearts
oh
did come out
shit,
this
Kingdom
year.
Hearts 3 happened
And
this
Anthem,
year.
right?
Oh well,
Oh
Anthem
yeah, I
was
wouldn't give
cross-platform.
Anthem a 7 either.
Anthem was cross-platform though.
Anthem was, yeah, it was. It was on PC
Which
and stuff.
Kingdom
too.
Hearts was as well, but I feel like it had way more of a purchase base on PS4. I'm sure
Mhm.
Anthem was biggest
Well,
on
this was
PC.
this was the first Kingdom Hearts game on not a PlayStation. Of course, most people bought it on PS.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about Kingdom Hearts 3. That's a whole other can of worms. Like, that.
That's a whole podcast.
We still got the DLC for that coming out too.
That's when that podcast is gonna happen.
Yeah, we need that gif of that guy just shaking his head going, it's all so tiresome. Because it really is. I'm tired of this fucking plot. I just want it to be over. I just really want it to be over.
The fun
Before
never
we talk
ends.
about old games on PS4, what are your guys' most excited purchases for PS4?
That was actually what I was gonna say. Was what's your most wanted game that hasn't came out yet on PS4 this year?
Gee, I wonder.
I think like 4 of us have the same answer here, so 3 of us at least.
Travis, go first.
Why? Well, thank you. It's Death Stranding. Hopefully everyone knows that game. It's very indie. Nobody knows about it.
Fuck, dude, that was yours. I was gonna say Concrete Genie. No.
Kyle, what was yours?
Mine's Death Stranding, hands down.
Shane?
Most
PS4
excited game? PS4?
Yes.
I want to say Death Stranding also, but
One of us. Don't be contrarian. You know you want it.
To break away from just saying Death Stranding constantly, because obviously we're gonna gush over that, I would like to say my second most anticipated is one that comes out this month, and that's Control.
Oh yeah, Control does
Oh.
come out, and also
Isn't-
Astral Chain.
Also, isn't Outer Worlds coming out on PS4?
Yeah, but pretty sure everybody that loves Obsidian is gonna get it on PC one way or another.
yeah, I'm ready to
Is it-
Just because we
Is
know
it
that it's
a-
gonna have like a modding community.
Is it a timed exclusive for Epic Game Store or?
It's not even directly exclusive to Epic Game Store.
Oh, sweet.
If you have Windows 10, you can buy it on the Microsoft Store.
Oh,
Outer
that's
Worlds.
cool.
Yeah, because where they bought Obsidian, they got
Sorry,
the
Sam.
rights to make that game come out at the same time as the Epic Games Store version. So
That's cool.
there's no worry about that anymore. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
I
gonna
just-
buy it.
I only asked because I actually couldn't remember if
Yeah.
it was like a Microsoft thing or if it was actually coming to PS4.
Well, that was the really interesting part, right? Like, fucking Microsoft bought Obsidian, so it was like, was this game still going to come to PS4? But it is. For those who don't know, Outer Worlds was started production before the Obsidian was bought by Microsoft, therefore it still has to come out on every platform. And it's now even coming out on Switch, so...
Also, Shane, did you say Death Stranding? Because there's a DLC you're more excited.
The Kingdom Hearts DLC.
No. I know the answer. Ooh, pick me!
I don't know if he knows the answer.
I don't play most
Iceborne.
excited DLC. Oh yeah,
You're an
I
idiot.
completely
Yeah,
forgot.
it comes
Well,
out
I didn't
next
want to.
month.
You've
I
been
didn't want to
talking
really
about it
talk
for like
about it,
4 months.
but I didn't want to talk more about it because I always mention it every single time.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
shut up.
mention it in our group
Okay,
chat
I'm gonna go.
all the time.
I'm gonna go back through the past couple episodes of the podcast, and if you haven't mentioned it once, I'm going to call you out on it.
Okay.
I think
Jason.
I think he did at one point.
What upcoming PS4 game
Yeah.
are you excited for?
Neverwinter Nights.
Whoa!
Mm.
What?
Huh.
Mine's Code Vein, by the way.
Oh,
December 3rd.
That's way
I'm
Well,
curious
away.
to
it's like a
see.
toss-up. It's like Code Vein or Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but
okay.
Ghost Recon, I'll probably get it on PC.
Oh yeah, we're all playing that. We still have to finish Wildlands. I just want to drive a helicopter around.
We know.
That's why we're not
Oh,
playing
God.
Wildlands.
I
Oh
think
come
no.
on!
I'm gonna re-download Wildlands. Fuck it. We'll start playing it
Yeah,
again soon.
we
'cause
gotta finish
it
that
before
story.
the new one comes out. Because I do think I'm gonna buy the new one on launch, just because I really like those Ghost Recon games a lot. That like series in particular. Division was pretty good too, but Division 2 was. That also came
Yeah,
out
we
this
could,
year, didn't
we
it?
could also play that sometime because I still have it installed.
Yeah, that came out this year too, didn't it? Division 2
It did.
Yeah,
at
holy
like the
crap!
very beginning of the year. Holy fuck!
Yep,
Yeah,
right
I
after Anthem did, and it promptly
played
put Anthem in the grave it deserved.
Oh well.
Anthem's trying to make a comeback.
Not fast enough. They're already dead. People already don't care. People are more excited for the new Destiny 2 expansion than they are about Anthem ever coming back.
Destiny 2 has a new expansion. Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. They just got out from under Activision's thumb. They can do whatever they want now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're free. They have a chance to turn that game into something wonderful
They're
now.
moving it to Steam.
Pog.
So back to the main topic because we got a little sidetracked there. There are a lot of games still to come out this year on the PlayStation 4 specifically. Some of these I don't think are exclusive, but that's okay because they have big audiences on the PS4, like Monster Hunter Iceborne, for example. There's going to be a lot of people playing that on PS4, even though
Like
there is
Earth
also
Defense Force.
Yeah, dude, EDF.
Iron Rain comes out this year, right?
Thought it already did.
No, I didn't think so.
Fuck.
I thought it just had a 2019 release date. I didn't
Dude,
even know if it
Iron
actually
Rain
had
is
like a month or
supposed to
anything.
be sick, according to
The EDF subreddit.
to our fans over in our friends over in Japan.
We have fans in Japan?
No, we don't. We don't have fans. Nobody likes this podcast. Cut the feed. Cut the feed. I'll probably actually edit that in. No, but fucking yeah. There's a lot to look forward to for the rest of this year. So the major list is the big three. I want to say are Death Stranding, the Iceborne expansion from Monster Hunter World,
Oh God, yes. I'm
and
so ready.
I'm gonna say this is the big one for PS4 users, just because I'm pretty sure that the player base is biggest on PS4 for these games. Call of Duty Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because of all the exclusive content and everything.
Also Medieval.
And
Yeah.
there's a Nino Kuni remaster coming out next month.
Yep.
It's
But
like Wrath of the White
that's
Witch.
on everything. That's the first Ni no Kuni game, and it is fantastic. Check that game out if you guys have never played it before. So
Yeah, I think-
medieval, I wanted to name, but I feel like there's just not gonna be as much popularity for it as there was the Spyro and Crash. I mean, I'm gonna get it because Medieval's one of my favorite games of all time, but
Same.
I think a lot of people look at Medieval and go, whatever, just because it was
Oh.
so niche from the PS1 days.
Also,
But it's still a
Shenmue 3.
big step for Sony to be remaking these classic franchises at this staggering rate that they're actually doing.
Yeah, they're bringing out some pretty quality remakes, and the people they got doing them are also very good and like actually care
It's
about.
making me love Sony as a company, which I never thought I'd.
Yeah, they get like Toys for Bob and whoever. Oh, what was the other company? What Vicarious Visions. those two did so good on Spyro and Crash respectively that like whenever I think about those games, it gets me giddy. They were such perfect
And they
remakes.
also got Beanox to do CTR.
Yeah, and even the CTR remake that just came out, it's fucking awesome from what I've played of it. Like
All two races.
all two races of it. Yeah,
Microtransactions.
There's a lot going on.
That's for a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that was one of the
And
topics that got kicked to the
in
curb.
case you guys didn't know, Beanox made the B movie game, so we know they're good.
Oh man, and their name is Beanox, bruh.
But they also helped develop and publish Tony Hawk's Underground and the Spider-Man movie series and Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which are actually pretty.
That's pretty neat.
Huh. All right. So yeah, Medieval's gonna be great. I just don't think that the audience for it is gonna be as big as some of these other games. I even think the Dark Pictures series with Man of Medan, that their first season of it, Man of Medan, is gonna be even bigger than Medieval. Which that's the game, for those who don't know, that was by the creators of Until Dawn, Supermassive. It's that like cinematic kind of Heavy Rain style. Try to keep these characters alive or they die in this like horror setting kind of thing, just like Until Dawn. And
Hey, doesn't the Surge 2 come out soon?
maybe
Yes.
Neo 2 is
Well, I
supposed
don't
to be
know
right
if it
around the
comes out
corner, but I
soon,
have
but-
seen nothing of it.
We just know it exists.
Yeah, well, not even that it exists. We know that it's like almost done. I
Oh,
just
wow.
haven't seen anything of it. Yeah,
Maybe they'll show it off at PSX.
I have to platinum it though. That's the rule. If you platinum the game before it, you platinum the one after too. So I'd also consider Outer Worlds pretty big for PS4 users too, because there will be a lot of people that buy that on
I think that
PlayStation
game is
4.
just big for everything
For
right now.
for everyone who loves good writing, also Obsidian.
I don't even know how good the Switch port's gonna be, and people are excited for that, knowing that it might not be good.
Well, it's just like
Oh, you know what I'm looking forward to actually?
what's that?
Code Vein.
Oh yeah,
You
Code
stole my
Vein.
answer.
That's what Seth said. I mean, that doesn't mean you can't be excited for it, obviously, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you
fucking
should be. It
Code
looks really
Vein-
good.
Code Vein looks really good. Yeah.
Well, we're both weebs, so of course we're excited.
Yeah, you guys are.
Also, it was made by
Fucking
Bamco,
weeboos.
who,
Yeah.
yes, have made some bad decisions, but I generally like everything.
They make some questionable stuff with their anime related
Force.
media, but
Jump. Let's not talk about Jump Force.
yeah, let's avoid Jump Force altogether because that was a bad
Let,
time.
let's jump that hoop and go to the next section.
That was really bad.
Favorite games of PS4 this year?
Yeah, favorite
Bloodborne.
game so far this year on PS4.
Favorite game so far?
Yes.
This year, buddy. This year.
This year.
You know what I want to say, even though I didn't get it on PS4,
Dragon Quest
I'm
Builders 2.
still, yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. On PS4, it plays really smooth, it plays really crisp, and it's addicting. It's really.
Yeah, it's only available on Switch and PS4, so that makes sense. My answer is gonna be Days Gone. I don't care what anybody says. That game was really good, and it starts off super generic, but it turns into this emotional roller coaster of a fucking story, and you really start to question the morality of your character and like how much a lot of it's worth. Like, like the shit that you go through just to find your wife that went missing during the initial outbreak. It is nuts what that game puts you through.
I feel like it was a sleeper hit.
It's definitely one that everybody looked at and immediately dismissed. It is awesome. After they got the day one patch through that fixed all the glitches and shit people were having problems with, it was an 8 or a 9 even. There were just so many bad glitches that it felt like a 6 or a 7 at first.
I'm gonna say Division 2.
Okay. Yeah, Division 2 is really awesome.
It was so good. They proved for the first time in a MMO shoot loot style that they learned from their mistakes the first time around, and they didn't make them again.
Yeah.
They really cleaned up their act and released Division 2 as a solid, finished game.
They
which
did what
is
Bungie
nice.
tried to do and then pretended to do, but then failed to do. But they did it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and now
that is
Bungie is trying
exactly
to,
what happened.
and then Bungie is trying to bring it back around again this time.
Well, they're already starting to talk about how they want to make a Destiny 3 and prove to fans that they can do what they said they wanted to do, not what Activision said they wanted to do. They've been throwing shade at Activision a lot.
Yeah, which
And
I mean,
now they can.
yeah, I understand why. Activision has always been a shitty company. We've known that. I am so thankful still that they just let From Software do what they want when they published Sekiro. I would have been pissed if they would have altered anything, but you could tell that Miyazaki still had his like creative freedom. He wasn't restrained by anything. That game turned out amazing. Sekiro was this year too, by the way, and that game was phenomenal. That was a very much close to a 10. That was one of the closest games to a 10 that we've got this year.
I need to play that.
Oh my god, dude, Sekiro was so fucking good.
It was good, and it came out. People played it for a month, and everyone stopped talking about it.
Yeah, a lot of people have just
Which
stopped
is
talking
weird.
about it, but like the memory,
that
it
could be a good
resonates.
thing.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want to talk about it. I want people to experience it because it
I
is
feel like-
such a just resonating game.
I feel like it was one of those nice, clean games, like a one and done full package experience. We don't have to
Yeah.
keep talking about it. There's no DLC, nothing like that. It was just you got a full, complete game. You played it, you enjoyed it, you moved on to the next game.
Yes.
And
You
that's
don't-
something
you don't-
we don't really get anymore. We're always waiting on new DLC or new patches or something.
Yeah, Sekiro was amazing. The time I had with the final boss, like my heart pounds every time I think about like how I fought that boss. It was whew.
Our boys at FromSoft just know how to deliver the goods.
Always do. Elden
You
Ring.
know how to make
Can't
it-
wait for it.
Yeah,
So excited.
they know how to make a good old final boss. Except Dark Souls.
That's my favorite part about what they're doing is you could tell they're off of this Dark Souls craze. Because with Dark Souls 1, it was like Dark Souls DLCs, then 2 DLCs, then 3 DLCs. Then it's like Sekiro. What? Next? No downtime, no DLCs, nothing. Just here's a game. Here's another one.
FromSoft is a good guy.
So
They did say they were done with Dark Souls.
I actually
Yeah.
have a kind of speaking of Sekiro because recently in an interview with these guys they said their game plays a lot like Sekiro. There's one game on PS4 I think I'm going to get that a lot of people are probably dismissing just because it's EA, and that's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, it comes out in November, doesn't it?
Yeah, the developers came out recently and said that their game plays a lot like Sekiro with the combat and stuff, and that actually kind of makes me excited. Not so much because I hate direct copies of things, but I think lightsaber combat would work well with that system. So I want to see it play out.
Yeah, did you know that there's no going to be like dismemberment in that game?
That okay? I've played Star Wars games for years where there's no dismemberment.
Well,
KOTOR and KOTOR 2.
Yeah,
well, in today's age, everything wants to be like realistic and true to the formula of Star Wars, and everyone was bitching about why is there no dismemberment? Look at all these things in Star Wars that got dismembered. Like, okay,
you want to know something funny about that?
what?
A lot of the time when people complain about stuff like that, specifically for a game like this, it's because they want to hate it.
Of course.
So yeah, I think
and then-
it's gonna be a 7. I think it'll be a swimming in 7. I don't think it's gonna be
It'll
anything
also-
spectacular.
In a similar thing to what Kyle said about how other games we're excited for in the coming up, one of the best games on PS4 is getting a remaster thingy, Persona 5.
Yeah, Persona
With
5
Persona 5 The
Royale.
Royal.
Oh,
I still
man.
have to play Persona 5. I have
Just
it.
wait. At this
I just
point,
haven't
just
played it.
wait. for the R version. That's what I'm doing. I tried to start up playthroughs of that so much that by the time that was announced, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna wait."
I'm about to play through it a third time when that version
Oh
comes.
boy.
And then we got Doom Eternal. Even though that's not gonna be a priority PlayStation game, it'll still be pretty popular on PlayStation, I'd say. Pretty excited for that one.
I'm pretty excited for Oninaki, for anybody who remembers what that is.
Yeah, the Tokyo RPG Factory game.
I played the demo on Switch and it was really good, and I might actually pick it up on PS4 though.
I wanted to jump back to Call of Duty really fast because I think it's going to be very popular, like every other Call of Duty, obviously. But did you guys hear about the game mode in it called Ground War? It is
Where
over
it's actually, like-
100 players on the field at once.
Oh boy.
Wait, is this like Halo big team deathmatch?
It's like bigger
But
than that.
bigger?
Like Battlefield.
This is
scale.
Battlefield. Yeah, they're gonna go for Battlefield scale, and I think Blackout was honestly a test to see if they could handle.
Are they
100
gonna
people
do
on
all
map
the
at once.
Are they gonna do all the vehicles and stuff like Battlefield? Or is there gonna be more?
I assume so. I hope they don't cop out and make it kill streaks. If they make it an actual like full scale war with like you hopping in the vehicles and flying and helicopters.
I mean,
and
They have had vehicles before a long time ago. I can't remember which exact Call of Duty.
World at War had them.
Yeah.
You could drive tanks around the
Also,
certain maps on World
think-
at War.
You know, if
Yeah.
they allow you to do this in private, not private lobbies, but like, yeah, kind of like private lobbies, but you can make them public. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Custom games. This means that you can use that game mode as a template for a make your own battle royale.
Yeah. I think, if anything, that kind of mode there would be enough to make, because I miss Bad Company 2 days so much. Battlefield 3, 4, 1, and 5 all did not recreate that as well as Bad Company 2 did. That
I don't know
full
why
scale-
they ditched Bad Company so hard and fast.
I don't know. They wanted to get off that branding. I think it's because a lot of people complained about the humor of the story mode for it, but the multiplayer was like perfect. People still play Bad Company 2 on Steam. Like, I have
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
The servers are
Isn't
fucking
it
loaded.
still one of the most like popular battlefields on PC?
Yeah.
It in the 1972 or whatever, 1872.
1945 or whatever.
Whatever, you know, the one with the year in
A
it.
date, yeah. Yeah, it's I think Call of Duty could make that an exciting game mode if they just, because the arcade shooting of Call of Duty is still one of the most satisfying things about it. Like, just the fast paced level of it that there is. Like, there's so much happening in one small condensed match of Call of Duty that to see this at full scale warfare size now would be pretty fucking awesome. Because like
Oh,
games like
yeah.
Arma and stuff that already do that, it's very slow paced. It'd be really cool to see if this like turned it up to 11 and was like, fucking just go, get in there.
Everyone's sprinting, throwing grenades, noob tubes, and all this other
Yeah,
shit. Quick
there's just
scoping.
explosions everywhere, dude. There's like guys riding on the tops of tanks, like
We
360
the
quick scoping in place. Like,
we went back and played Call of Duty 4 recently, pretty recently
yeah,
actually.
and
Remember?
it was super fun. That game
It was a really good
has
revisit.
held the test of time.
I miss Modern Warfare 2. I miss just the dumb fucking clown fiesta that was that game.
I feel like that's what this game is going to be. It's
I
going to be
really hope so.
a new age.
'Cause I miss that clown fiesta. Just walking around with a tack knife on a USP with Commando Pro, just stabbing people.
Just
Dude.
walking around with the Wall 2000 and hip firing.
No, dude, gotta go Barrett 50 cal extended mags with steady aim and just.
Nah, dude, gotta go marathon sleight of hand fucking UMP 45.
Oh god, that was the most busted gun in that game.
Yep, I fucking used pretty much exclusively that. All right. Any other games that you guys are excited for from this year that you think think's gonna set the bar once again?
I'm not particularly set the bar, but I'm really excited for the new Shovel Knight DLC to fucking come out already.
Yes.
King of Cards.
Give us King of Cards.
We've been wanting it for years. Can you believe that Shovel Knight is like almost 6 years old?
Yep.
It's not.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that PS4 this year, my game of the year might be a DLC to a game I played last year. It's never happened to me before.
Wasn't Monster Hunter World 2 years ago?
I think it was. I'm
I think
not
it-
sure.
It was the
I think it was
end
last
of
year.
2017, or was it the beginning of 2018?
It was January 2018.
Oh, okay, so it was the beginning. That's why. Okay.
Man, it's already been that long. Holy shit.
Yeah, Iceborne's gonna be awesome. Another game this year that a lot of people I don't think have talked about too much on PS4 was
The suspense is
Yeah,
killing
I
me.
was just saying, I know what I want to say. What'd you say, Seth?
I said, you got this. Come on.
We must know.
Think harder.
Wait,
We must know
that
about
might
game.
not have been this year. Spider-Man was last year, wasn't it?
Spider-Man
Yes,
was last year.
yeah, Spider-Man was
Okay,
last
never
year.
mind. But that game is pretty
But-
awesome too.
Talk about games we're excited for, since that's how you want to end it. I mentioned it earlier too. EDF, Iron Rain. It's coming out apparently sometime this year. It's gonna be awesome. And no one else, like 4 other people, are going to be excited for Earth Defense Force. Let's be real.
I'm gonna get it day one.
Earth
Just
Defense
'cause-
Force is great.
Just because I fucking love EDF, dude. I love spam.
They're just
the
not that
chant.
popular outside of Japan.
Yeah.
I love serious Sam Ants.
So okay, here's what we'll do for the last bit of this then. When it comes to PS4 this year, let's look on to the future. Talk about what game on PS4 next year we are most excited for, and that's where we'll stop that segment at.
Oh god, we still don't know what all is gonna be for next year because PSX hasn't happened yet. But the main game that's been out, that's been sought after for so long, finally has a release date. That's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep. I think
And
that's gonna be
they've
a
been-
lot of people's. I actually have another answer that isn't that, but I am excited for that.
Me too.
We
Yeah,
might
I can't
have-
wait to actually play Final
Uh,
Fantasy VII.
We might have the same
I just
answer
wanted
here,
to
Seth.
say that overall next year looks really nuts with Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 will be out next year apparently.
Yeah.
Marvel's Avengers be out next year, but for some reason the one I keep thinking about is Watch Dogs Legion.
Dude,
Oh, that's right.
Legion's
Watch
gonna be
Dogs.
so good. The
I
fucking
can't get it out of my head.
that demo was probably one of the best things they showed at E3. Like Ubisoft did a good job with that, and then just went downhill from there for the rest of that conference.
Because they did Just Dance. They
we're
didn't do
even
Just Dance
getting-
at the very beginning.
We're even getting Dying Light 2, the new Dragon Ball Z game, apparently a new Odd World, and a new Tales of, and I still keep thinking about goddamn Watch Dogs.
My
'Cause
my
it looks so
most
good.
my most anticipated game for next year on PS4, Ghosts of Tsushima, baby.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
that is definitely up there. That is like near the top. It's like right now it's Marvel's Avengers, Watch Dogs Legion, and Ghost of Tsushima. Those are the ones I'm the most excited to play.
It's spooky.
If I could only pick up 3 games in a year, it'd be those.
No, that's Tokyo Ghostwire, Travis.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ghost of Tsushima is the samurai one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my two are because I'm gonna get Cyberpunk on PC, obviously. Are gonna be Ghosts of Tsushima and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Really looking forward to those. I'm just glad that even a snippet of Final Fantasy VII Remake is finally gonna be out. Also, to jump back one more time to the last part of this segment where we were talking about games that were really good this year on PS4, I finally remember what it was I was trying to say earlier. Metro Exodus. Because the Epic Games Store controversy caused a lot of people not to buy it on PC. I heard that the biggest platform for it was PS4 and Xbox. So
Did they fix it? I heard it was a little.
after the patches, it was pretty good, and I finished it all the way through, and it was a really good game. If you still haven't played Metro Exodus, play the PC version. It's on the Microsoft Store. You don't have to buy it on Epic Games if you don't want to. or if you do want to, whatever your prerogative is, whatever.
I'm just gonna wait till I can complete my collection.
On Steam, yeah.
Yep.
But
That's in March, isn't it?
as soon as that drops wherever your preferred platform is, get a hold of it. Metro Exodus was one of the best games this year, and it's going under the radar, if only because of the controversy.
Also, to speak of games that are going to go under the radar, I mentioned it for a second earlier. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 comes out next year. That's a big deal for a lot of people. And I feel like it's not going to get talked.
Of course.
I mean, I only know a handful of people that have even played the first game. Not even beaten it, just a handful that have played it. Even less that know that it was based on a tabletop RPG. It's like, it's so neat.
Every time someone mentions
But I know
Vampire
Kyle's
the
excited.
Masquerade Bloodlines, someone will reinstall it, which is going to be me after this podcast. All right,
we got all-
guys.
We got all these other games to play.
That's pretty much everything for today. So to wrap this up, anybody got any last words on anything we talked about today, or just want to shout out about what they're doing in their spare time, playing any cool
Actually,
games?
I have one last question for everybody.
What's that?
What's everybody currently playing? That's a good way to end.
Oh shit. Well,
I'm still playing Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I finished Oberdin, and that is a good old 9.5 out of 10. That's a very, very, very good game. But now I'm playing.
What's the 0.5 off?
0.5. 0.5. There were some frame issues in certain places, but other than that, it was a good game.
I am currently playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses on the Switch. Fantastic game. It's probably one of the top 5 for me this year so far. And then during my stream on the side, shameless plug incoming, I've been playing Knights of the Old Republic 1 again, which
Swoop!
Oh, guys, by the way,
that game is amazing.
By the way, there's one other game that came out this year that you guys probably all forgot about.
What's that?
That's DMC 5.
Oh fuck, I haven't even played that yet.
I've done like 4 chapters of it. Fuck. I keep forgetting I own it.
Yep, you guys better get on
But
it.
But no, speaking of shameless plugs, people should actually come watch your stream so they can talk to us.
Yeah.
And watch me make swoop jokes.
Yeah, because we keep making really funny jokes, and then there's nobody there to hear them. And Knights of the Old Republic is a fantastic game. I would say that game is a 9, and its sequel is a 10, though that's probably going to cause some controversy.
Dude, if you've never seen a Wookiee wielding a battle axe, you're missing it.
Yeah, for real. What about you, Jay? You've been playing Fire Emblem, right?
Fire Emblem and Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Good game.
His master mode.
Old but
bullshit.
gold.
Yeah, master mode is for masochists.
I'm also going to pick up No Man's Sky for that update. Gonna see how.
I've also been playing Shinobi Strikers, which is weird for me to say. Playing weeb shit. It's really fun.
That's not weird.
But you're a weeb. It's perfect.
Yeah.
But I talk a lot of shit about Naruto. I talk a lot of shit about it while I'm playing it.
All right.
Oh.
Well, I think that's gonna be it for us, guys. All right, have a good night, everybody, or a good morning, depending on where you're at, or afternoon even.